American English, perhaps the most deeply misunderstood variety of English outside of Geordie. Even as long ago as the presidency of Thomas Jefferson, American English has been the source of ridicule among my British compatriots for centuries. If they weren't pouring scorn on the now widely accepted word belittle, the British were and are doing the very same to words like soccer, gasoline, and aluminum, all of which bear the little-known distinction of having been coined by the British. The fact of the matter is, American English, like its majestic British counterpart, is rich with wild eccentricity, revealing history and captivating stories. It's more than just a cheap knockoff of English 1.0, it's a living, breathing example of lingua franca in action. And its beauty isn't confined to the oratory splendour of 43rd President Thomas Whitmore. American English is replete with words so satisfying on the tongue, you'd be mistaken for thinking they were the work of Dickens. Words that endlessly gratify, words that give the feeling of that first sip of coffee in the morning. Words of such majesty the United States didn't want to share them with anyone else except maybe Canada. That's right, here are 5 beautiful English words coined in America that only North Americans use. Holy f***. This is a monumentally pleasing word. Conniption, which almost always precedes the word fit, has long been used to describe someone who is, to borrow a Yorkshire phrase, having a right benny on. They've thrown a wobbler, they've had a conniption fit. First attested from 1833, the word was included in John Russell Bartlett's verbosely named Dictionary of Americanisms, a glossary of words and phrases usually regarded as peculiar to the United States. What follows is Bartlett's genuine entry for conniption. This term is exclusively used by the fair sex. Who can best explain its meaning? As near as I can judge, conniption fits are tantrums. So ladies, while you're busy hogging the word to yourselves, perhaps you can answer me this. On a scale of 1 to yes, how likely is the word conniption to feature alongside the following? I don't have too many regrets in life, but one such exception might be that the word rambunctious was completely absent from it during the 27 years I lived in England. It's almost the perfect combination of sounds, a sort of ethereal blending of ramshackle, bunchberry, and delicious, except none of those words feature in its history. Used to mean boisterous, rambunctious was coined in 1859 and evolved from the earlier word rumbunctious, which in turn likely came from the 1778 coinage rumbustious. Either way, if you put the first 2 entries on this list together, you might well come out with someone who is this. It was only after hearing this for the 4th bewildering time that I surmised this was no ordinary word. Actually, that's not true, because the word is literally a dialectal contraction of the very word ordinary. First attested from 1818, the word ornery quite fittingly meant commonplace, evolving by 1860 to mean, well, there's actually some debate about that. You see, to some people it means endearingly mischievous, while to others it means disagreeably stubborn. What's less clear is whether this is dictated by region. The word seems to be most common in the Midwest, Appalachia, and quite broadly, the South. So, if you're familiar with the word, help an old friend out and let me know where you are and what the word means to you. Bonus points too for sharing your pronunciation, which is likely either ornery, ornery, honorary, or honorary, which I've just realised is an entirely different word. Thankfully there are no such semantic discrepancies though with entry number 4. Copacetic. It might sound like something you'd apply to a paper cut, but this post-World War I phrase bears a far more joyful definition than the other entries on this list. And that's because it means excellent, doing well, rosier than a slapped arse. I added that last one myself. First attested from 1919, few of its synonyms can boast so many syllables, which may account for why it isn't as widely used as the likes of OK, itself a product of the United States. Furthermore, nobody can seem to agree on how in fact the word came about. Etym Online states that it may have origins in 19th century US Southern Black speech, Latin, Italian, Louisiana French, or Native American. But among linguists, none is considered especially convincing. So amid such confusion, there's perhaps only one word that can sum up my current state of mind. You might be thinking, how in the name of William H. Macy is this not a British word? Surely Shakespeare coined this one. I mean, listen to how fanciful it sounds. Discombobulated. You can almost picture Winston Churchill sending it out into battle against the Germans and declaring it our finest hour. And perhaps he would have if FDR's Lend-Lease policy included more than just some old grain and a collection of warships. You see, discombobulated was coined in the United States in 1834 and is relatively unknown outside North America, meaning confused or disorientated, which is the British rendering of disoriented. Discombobulated came into being at a time when mock Latin coinages, such as confusticate, absquatulate, spifflicate, and scrumplicate were all the rage. Hitler would have soiled himself. Alas, though, we had to do things the hard way. But no hard feelings, America. I'm just being ornery, honorarily. I don't know. Thank you for watching this episode of Distant Words. Don't forget to hit my stupid little face to subscribe, and please share this video with the world. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and if you'd like to support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/lostinthepond.